Hello everyone, this is KingdomHearts Master. The reason I don't have the audio on is because no matter what I did, the game audio was extra loud and you wouldn't be able to hear me. So basically what I'm going to be doing in this video is explaining to you guys the difference between Sora's face flinching when he takes damage and then his face flinching when he doesn't take damage. Now the difference between that is like when Sora takes damage, his face flinches regardless, like when he takes real damage, regardless small, tiny, whatever, his face flinches. Now, what about the times when Sora's face flinches for absolutely no reason, even though he didn't get hit? Well, I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. That right there. Now, I'm going to do it without aerial cover, and then I'm going to explain to you why that happens. Now, as you can see, now I did it with aerial recovery, and apparently the second I used aerial recovery, Sora was knocked down instantly again, not getting enough time to recover. Now, when I got hit back in the air after that aerial recovery, I let Sora just hit the ground. Now, why didn't I get knocked back in the air even though I was hit again? Well, apparently when Sora gets thrown in the air, he has invincibility frames. Now, this applies only when Sora. Actually, this happens a lot. It doesn't have to happen when like it doesn't have to happen when Sora gets thrown in the air. It also happens like when, like say for instance, Sora dodges into something too soon, that or a guard may be a little off. That happens like it's an invincibility frame thing. Now the reason I'm making this video is to prove a point that when Sora does that, he does not take damage regardless if his face flinches. It's just something that happens because it's like an invincibility for. In my theory, I like to think of it as a warning thing. You know, when Sora does something too soon, like a dodge roll, and his face flinches like that, I like to think of it as a warning sign telling you like don't dodge roll that too soon. That's basically what I mean. So I'm gonna show you here exactly what I mean when he dodges something too soon, and then watch his face do the exact same thing that happens when he doesn't recover. Actually, I'm going to be using these enemies as a demonstration as well, and then you'll see how helpful this is. Okay, I wasn't able to pull it off because I'm too strong, but I'm gonna try to pull it off again. So you saw a few times I actually dodge rolled towards the fountain, and a few times he actually managed to dodge it, but at the same time Sora's face still flinched. So that's one of the other ways that happens. So I'm gonna show you it happened near this door, which is more consistent than that fountain. See, that same thing happens a lot. Now, I don't know, like it's just well, like I said, it's like a warning sign. Now, now I'm gonna tell you the good things about that. Now, basically, when Sora does an aerial recover, like I said, you get invincibility frames. Now, if you aerial recover too soon, instantly Sora will lose all those iframes immediately, thus leaving him open for an attack, especially if he's still in the air, which means he's really open to get killed in some way. So that's just what I wanted to point out. So I wanted to make this video to prove that Sora does not take damage when his face flinches. So just to prove a point again, and these things don't damage you regardless. But this is just to show you. And matter of fact, no, no. Actually, I'm gonna prove a point just to show you. I'm gonna actually take real damage from an enemy just to prove my point, and then I'll end this. If Goofy would stop doing that, I could prove that. Okay, let me kill him and then remove that ability. Oh, wrong one. Okay, let me try this again. I'm gonna prove to you that when Sora takes damage from an enemy and then thus falling on the ground, when they hit him again, he does not take damage because of the invincibility frames, which proves that Sora does not take damage even if his face flinches. See, right there, it just happened right there. See, I just landed on the ground. See, now this is what happens if you do that aerial recovery, even being knocked in the air. Like if you knock, this is what will happen when you aerial recover too soon. Okay, apparently they stopped doing that attack. I wonder what will happen if I get far away from them. Okay, apparently let me just leave the room and then refresh them. You see, all those hits that was going right through me could not affect me because the invincibility frame. Sometimes they might have knocked me in the air, but once the attack misses me, and by the time I hit the ground, that means that they can't hit me, they can't hurt me whatsoever because of the invincibility frames. Now, if I had aerial recover, I would have gotten hit just like you saw a few moments ago. So that proves that Sora cannot take damage, or Sora did not take damage no matter what. So this includes like those no damage challenges. People assume that they got damaged in some way because they saw Sora's head flinch, but no, that's not really what happens. That's just like an invincibility frame thing. And that's also something that happens in you can pull off in Larkstein. But see, the difference there is that her boss fight was designed to keep you from doing that, because when you go into when you get into a desperation move, she'll basically do the lightning bolt, but she has a follow-up attack that strikes you down after you've been knocked in the air, so that way you don't have any iframes, so she can kill you after that. That's what happens. I'm gonna probably try to show that, and then I'm gonna end it just to show you what I mean. Because you can write on your attacks down if you have once more and second chance. But if you get knocked out, sometimes enemies can do that too. Heartlesses can shoot you out of your knockdown and instantly kill you if you have 1 HP, which is why it's very important to not just spam the aerial recovery, because not using aerial recovery can pretty much save you from game over at times if you're in regular crit. And again, like I said, on the audio wise, like I said, you guys would not been able to hear me if I had either cord hooked in. So this is like the best way I could get it. But like I said, I'm not really focused on this. I'm just trying to prove a point on Sora taking damage, and what these flinches that Sora does is when he doesn't actually make a sound, or doesn't actually move when he gets hit, or and such. Or like if an enemy hits him, but it doesn't actually move or scathe Sora because of the invincibility frames. Sora, sure, his face may flinch, but that didn't mean he took damage. That just meant he has the iframes. So this is where I'm going to prove the point where it's helpful to do it, but except it won't work well in Larxine's boss fight because she has attacks that actually knock you off balance. So I'm going to purposely let her hit me until she does her DM. I'm going to put the sound just for a while. See right there, that's what I was talking about. That attack that she does, she has a lightning down attack that strikes you at the exact same time you get hit. So once that lightning bolt that spins around the entire arena hits you, and then you get knocked in the air, you will have an iframe for a small second, but see, she will not allow you to do that. She's gonna purposely knock you out of it so that way she can kill you. Once that lightning strikes you, you're gonna get double whammy, and then it's pretty much over. So that's, I'm probably might show it one more time for a better look because I died too soon. And I will not talk when they're on volume off. Yeah. So yeah, that's basically it right there. So let me move this out so you can hear me better. Okay, there we go. So basically, that's what I was talking about. And you saw I was able to pull off a cure. That's the only way you can actually save yourself, because you need to have a full MP if you manage to get caught by that. And I keep final mixing every time. That's why I end up getting hit before I even have a chance to jump, because I keep final mixing. I keep hitting the stupid X button, thinking I'm playing the US version. But so, like I said, if you get hit by that attack, you pretty much need to have a full MP, or else you're pretty much dead. Because or if you glide away, but then Sora's on glide that takes like a small second for him to actually gather speed. So unless you fly somewhere close to us, or thus on speeding around her, that way it won't actually hurt you, or it won't be able to catch up with you. That's like your only way out. But like I said, this is just to prove a point that when Sora's face flinches at times when he does a certain dodge move or guard or any other way, he does not take damage. The same thing happens at Terra and on Zexion's boss battle. He kicks Sora, but he doesn't actually take damage, so it does not count as a damage. It happens when you cure and all that other stuff. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I'm missing before I actually call this a night. I think that might be it. So, like I said, I'm gonna point this out on recap this one last time. Doing when Sora gets knocked in the air, is very helpful not to use aerial recovery if you're at critical point. Now, if you want to use recovery, that's good. But if you're at critical point, ride it out, and eventually they'll stop you if you have iframes. And sometimes they'll pull off a cheap shot move where they'll knock you out Terra. Because if you get punched in the air like that, you pretty much, if you it starts flopping all over the place like that, he's not having any iframes whatsoever. Even if he is in the air, he's just being punched so many times before he can even die. So yeah, so that's basically what I wanted to point out. So no damage if Sora face flinches in some type of way, even if he doesn't make a sound. So that's it. That's the end of this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Bye.